Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Earthbound Super Series Spoiler Cave Tournament, Round 4. Thomas versus Temple. Sorry for hearing myself twice. I'm Chaz, that's Stochastic, here with you along with Leslie Pro.
Hello again, everybody. And what we have here is the bonus bracket semifinal. As the winner of this goes on to face Andy Perfect in the bonus bracket final. The loser, well, if they were younger, I'd say I'd take a line out of Little League World Series and say loser gets to go to school, but that's not the case here because the loser's just out of the tournament.
The racers are currently reviewing the spoiler log, and they'll be underway in about 2 minutes. Before that time, you guys tell me how the sound looks. It's been a while since I've ran one of these streams. It's good to see you all again here on the Super Series channel. How's our audio sounding? We good?
Sounds good in my ear, but how does it sound in chat's ear?
So again, if you're not familiar, this is the Earthbound Ancient Cave Randomizer, where we've ripped up all the plot lines out of Earthbound and recombined the rooms into a 9-floor dungeon. And this is a spoiler tournament, so our runners have seen the spoiler log. They can see where they need to go, they can see where the gift boxes are, they can kind of plan their route. They have about 10 minutes to plan their route, and of course they can continue to refer to the spoiler while they're running the tournament, and I'm sure we'll see them pausing and doing so along the way. All right, runners getting those names in. The clock is underway. See if we can sync the runners up a little bit better. All right, that's pretty synced.
Yeah, that's really good. Also, a Nature Boy nest. Really, whose idea was that for a custom sprite?
It's
Wow.
quite the party on both sides. Oh, that's actually the prototype nest sprite. I can tell you a little fact about that. If you remember the prototype ROM that came out, that was kind of halfway through English development. Oh, I can't remember the name of the site, but one of the historical archiving sites managed to get a hold of and dump the prototype. And that sprite was in the prototype like that. That sprite is not in the final version of either Mother 2 or Earthbound. With the smiling face and the nude body, it is not in either game. It is only in the prototype.
Like $50 early, that'll help.
Yep, we start off with $150 instead of just the normal 100, thanks to that. And where will these runners go? So the question is, how much of their time did they spend figuring out their way out of floor 1? Thomas instantly pathed right to the boss. Oh no, the boiled egg was stolen by the Canyon Crow.
Well, eggs are known for causing gas, so I'm pretty sure that crow is going to be fairly gassy
So Temple,
afterwards.
Temple took a different route, and now he's pausing to check the map. So the question is, did Temple map out a path to a skip, or did he just not map a path on floor 1? And now, after not getting anywhere quickly, he's stopping the path now. Interesting first boss here, the Starman Jr. Not a problem with the freeze, but if you end up in some fights on floor 1 and run out of your freezes before you fight this boss, that could be problems.
Real big problem is if you don't want to use your big bottle rocket before that fight, because otherwise you're going to have a bad time.
True. But the freezes and the bottle rocket will get the job done. Temple, I do suspect with the amount of time that Temple has spent paused here, he had not routed floor 1, and now he took a little bit of time to see if he could get away with not routing it, but now he's decided he has to route it. Thomas takes a skip, so a skip off of floor 2 to somewhere. Where is Thomas now? He is in Onett. Sorry, is that Onett or Tucson? I'm getting my towns confused. No, that's Onett,
Central
right?
Onett, which is smack dab in the middle of floor 7.
That's right. He has the spoiler log, as do we, so he can tell that that is floor 7. Okay, well, not often a problem with freeze. Sometimes it is a problem with freeze. Here's an early thunder enemy. Bear takes the hit. Fortunately, as we normally say, one of the most important things after a big skip is to try and fight a solo enemy. And that is indeed what he did. And not only did he fight a solo enemy, but the bear took the first hit. Paula took the second hit, but he manages to use the freeze and get the kill before Paula scrolls down to 0. So everyone lives, everyone gets a lot of experience. That's going to get Thomas established here on floor 1, and that is, or sorry, floor 7, and that is fortunate.
Yeah, that's why you want the first fight solo off a big skip, because if it's multiple enemies, it can go south on you real fast.
Fortunately, like I say, fortunately that bear taking that lightning. With a full party, a lightning is a guaranteed hit on someone, and we got lucky and it ended up being the bear. It's now a whole bevy of levels. Get Thomas situated here on floor 7. Gold bracelet is his first gift. Temple checking those spoiler logs again. How will he get through floor 1? Does he have a skip he's aiming for, or is he just going to try and look for the boss? That was a lot of lag here in an area of the game where you can actually get a lot of lag in vanilla as well. There goes that teddy bear.
You can get a lot of, you can get a lot of enemies in that one room. It just lags your game down to an absolute crawl. I've seen it happen before on my own time.
So the second fight, again, taken down without a loss of any characters. That's more experience, more levels. There's the Hitman for Temple. He doesn't need it. He can already see on the spoilers what our bosses are going to be. On 7, the boss for Thomas at the end of this floor would be Thunder and Storm, and then our boss for 8 is Starman Deluxe. So no doggo seed today.
Bosses. Yeah, even though it's not a doggo seed, it's still bosses that are going to be challenging in their own way.
Thunder and Storm can be problems, especially with no Franklin badge. Of course, the runners with access to the spoiler log will know that on floor 7 there is a Franklin badge, the only Franklin badge of the seed. Foreside on floor 7 too. That's 2 big hubs here on floor 7. Temple conserving psychic points, going for the bash out on the snake. A couple seconds closer, but he may need those psychic points. What a loop. Drugstore to game store. There's probably some message about society in there, but I can't tease it out.
Yeah, I'm not going there. But what I can go there on is Starman Deluxe is a boss where you need a... If you're going to beat it, you're going to want to find, say, a super bomb vendor, a couple multi-bottle rockets, stuff that can do a lot of damage that can just out DPS it. Otherwise, you're looking for defensive equipment. You're looking for the level where you get PSI Shield Sigma. Also, it's good to see this room early. Oh, that could be bleed through. No, wait, this is floor 7. I'm thinking of my last race where we had your first shining spot was the northwest of this room, yet the rest of the room was like 2 doors away from Gygas. So enemy bleed through there was very real.
Yeah, the fights are still not easy for Thomas. He did pick up the Sword of Kings, but of course, Pooh's usually going to be on freeze duty. If Pooh's on bash duty, then it's not ideal. Temple now through to floor 2.
And now 7, because that's Central Onett.
Oh yeah, he took the same skip. To be fair, it is a good-looking skip. If the runners took a look at the skip rooms, and I know Thomas does, and I suspect Temple did as well, The large theater room is one of the easy skips to find on the spoiler map, and they surely saw that it went from 2 to 7 and said, oh, I need to do that. Given the way that they both immediately went there after getting through floor 2. I would not be surprised if that was entirely intentional. So Thomas, looking at the backside of the end of floor 6, going to go ahead and take this fight for the experience.
Which is a good strategy.
Hopefully everyone stays alive through it.
Quick auto fight, and everyone's guaranteed to. Nice crit. Okay, so Paula got offensive alpha out of that battle for Thomas.
Ripple's taking a long look at this spoiler log.
Yeah, well, for Pooh on Thomas's side, got both PK magnet moves for Pooh out of that.
Now Thomas is going to take a break and check out that spoiler log as we hear a little bit of Phoenix Wright here on this floor before we leave it immediately.
Ace Attorney fans would probably yell, objection to that, but it's a race, so overruled.
Thomas going back on 6 for some reason. Presumably he's found something looking at the spoiler log that's at the end of 6 that he wants. Or possibly he's found a skip from 6 to 9. And he's looked around on 7 and hasn't seen any skips from 7 to 9. Or he just wanted to give us a showtime.
Oh, Thomas. Could he be memeing it up?
It's entirely possible. I would not put it past him.
Well, to be fair, I meme it up myself. Like, if I see the NPC that runs to the bathroom, yep, I'm seeing who that NPC is.
Temple picks up the Sword of Kings that Thomas picked up earlier. Love that groovy showtime. So the question is, what is Thomas going back for? Presumably he's not strictly memeing. He must have seen something on the spoiler log at the end of 6 that is worth going back for. That takes us to Moonside. There are 4 gift boxes around Moonside, although I don't know that any of them have anything super valuable. Well, no, I take that back. There is an ultimate bat here in Moonside. Maybe that's what he's after.
I'm not sure that would be worth going back for, but we'll see.
Probably not through a showtime. Nipple picks up the Cherub's Band in Northern Onnet. He is now 1 door away from 3, which of course means potential for arms dealer, which means potential for super bombs or multi-bottle rockets. Maybe that's what he's after.
That could be it right there, because I'm checking the monkey rooms, and I don't see a single one that goes to 9.
We certainly have seen many races come down to, oh, there's Autostar Master. That's not nothing. We certainly have seen races come down to having super bombs or multi-bottle rockets or not having them, including Thomas's last race, in which he won by 6 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
after
That was a
gaining back
classic, folks.
multiple minutes of time in Phase 1 and Phase 2 Gygas based on him having multi-bottle rockets while his opponent did not.
Yeah, folks, watch that back if you haven't, because that was insane.
So Temple spent a long time. Oh, I like the Pizza Man's pajamas here in Magicant over on Temple's side. Great sprite conversion by Defcon. He does great work.
Well played on that. I caught a glimpse of that. That was nice.
Thomas is taking some fights, going somewhere. Temple's found a potential skip, but no carrot key to do anything with it. He's probably going to check the map and see if that goes to 9. See if Dalam is on 9. It is not. It is on 2. So he'll see that there's no reason to do anything about that.
Just a quick skim over of the various skips. I don't think there was a skip to 9 that I saw. I think the highest one I found was 1 to 8, but you need the pencil eraser from the desert to get there. And the desert is on floor 5.
Thomas in a bit of a tough spot. Someone's poisoned and he can't get rid of the poison. He's trying to get to that bench while lifing Paula up to keep her alive long enough to get to the bench.
And Thomas found a chicken, which, you know what that means. Free the bird!
He does have Healing B now. Did he just get Healing Beta, or did he always have it? Who can say?
Who always starts with Healing Beta? It is Neth that has to learn it.
Okay. That's interesting. Nipple checking the map, and I am as well, because I'm curious about something now. So I'm going to look at my map, pretty detailed here.
Also worth noting that there is a pennant and pudding shop pretty deep in. That could come in handy, especially for the magic pudding.
I don't think either of our runners, despite being on 7, or at least formerly on 7, have picked up the Franklin badge that they've seen on 7, correct? Thomas ever go back to 7, or is he still fighting backwards on 6? No, he's in Mole Cave, which is in 6. What's in Mole Cave that he might be going for? Let's take a look at these chests. Paper beam. Handbag strap. I mean, it's sometimes you have to go with handbag strap strats, but I don't think that's what he's going for. Fascinating. I am curious what his strategy is, because I'm not seeing it currently. All right, so I believe I've checked all the skips, and so this is I may have made a mistake, but I believe the only skip to 9 is one that's actually kind of hard to see, and I don't know if either of these runners know to look for it on the map, is leaving the southern desert and entering into Dungeon Man is a skip from 7 to 9.
And that's a one-way skip, so that's a risk-reward skip when playing blind, but this is far from blind.
Nipple picks up a super bomb. Oh, is that on 6? I was looking at that chest wrong. Yeah, oh that I was wrong about that Franklin badge. It is not on 7. It is on 6. So that entire length of time that Thomas went for, I think, was just for the Franklin badge.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Well, it could certainly end up being a difference maker in multiple ways. One way, if Temple takes a death to Gygas from lightning and Thomas does not, but also in that took a considerable amount of time, and it's not done taking time. He has to get back up to 7 where Temple is. He had a substantial lead on Temple. Temple was still on either on 1 or 2 when Thomas went back to 6, and he still has a long amount of time to get there. So this could either be very good for Thomas or very bad for Thomas. We'll have to see how it plays out. But yeah, that's definitely what he went for.
So there's one other way to create a skip from 4 to 9, but it's a bit more convoluted. First, you have to find the fly honey. Then you have to beat Master Belch. Then on floor 4, a ladder that is extended up to the hot springs creates a path from 4 to 9.
Yeah, indeed, the lower Saturn Valley is 4 and upper Saturn Valley is 9. Yeah.
Actually, scratch that.
Oh no, it's 4 to 5. That would be 4 to 5.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 to 9.
5 to 9.
I clicked on the wrong thing.
Yeah, 5 to 9. That would be much more difficult than the 7 to 9 skip, though. The thing about that 7 to 9 skip, though, is it's visually different in the spoiler log than all the other skips, because all the other skips, you can just like look in the skip room and see that there's a little cluster of the clusters next to each other. You can just check the cluster. There is no cluster in Southern Scaraba for where Dungeon Man goes. So it's a question of, do these runners know that little trick of how to spot that skip, how it's different from spotting the other skips? Because I know they both look for skips on the spoiler, but I don't know if they know how to look for that skip.
On one other note is that the Belch skip goes from 4 to 8, so going back to try and dig out that 5 skip, you'd probably be just as fast as keeping on going, and the only way you wouldn't is if that boss were Diamond Dog.
Yeah, that would be a skip of last resort, and this seed is definitely not a last resort seed.
There's PSI Shield Sigma for Thomas. That's a key piece of the puzzle right there.
Yeah, you're probably going to need that unless you are wicked talented at the game.
No Paula seeds from the last tournament. You pretty much had to use brain shock and pray that it worked.
Yeah, those no Paula seeds are rough. There's no doubt about that. That is a true skill test. If you want a skill test, open the challenges on the Earthbound.app randomizer and choose no Paula. Temple's still making his way through 7. Thomas fighting to get his way back to 7. It's interesting, he had the option, of course, when he left 7 to go down this route into 6, he could have dropped an exit mouse there. He ended up dropping an exit mouse in the exit mouse room in the middle of Mole Cave, which meant he could pick back up an exit mouse, but it does mean he had to do quite a significant walk back. But we're getting
He's already
there.
putting in some significant mileage as it is.
Yeah, this diversion for the Franklin badge, I'd have to go back and look at the time, but I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up costing him 10 minutes, which at that point you gotta wonder if it's going to end up being worth it or not. Because it's certainly not required for either of these runners. Both have the ability to win without a Franklin badge.
I think Temple's at the end of 7 Or, no, not that room. Never mind.
He's in the big sewer room. And he's found his way back to Central Onat. So I will say, I think that means that Temple has not routed the 7 to 9 skip, because the 7 to 9 skip is off of the big sewer room. So Temple has not seen and routed to that. He may still find it. He's going back to the spoiler log now, or he may just be on the mindset of, like, I don't have time to check for every skip, especially when I'm on 7 and the odds of a 7 to 9 skip are low. I need to find my way to the end of floor 7. We'll see where he ends up going.
He's taking a swim, that's what he's doing.
Same enemy on both screens, the Wild Goober.
An enemy that can possess you with a mini ghost, which is what Thomas has been afflicted with on Paula. Now, at this point, you got a few different ways of getting rid of it. A full heal from a sanctuary, a healer, but that costs money. The other way to get rid of such a ghost is the ghost gets hit with a PSI move. When that happens, the ghost simply dies, or rather returns to the Shadow Realm.
Thomas in Belch Factory. Temple still taking a swim. Takes a little bit of time to take a swim.
Yeah, disclaimer, do not swim in gunky sewer water. It is bad for your health.
Doesn't seem ideal, no. All right, Thomas has routed to the boss of floor 7, so Thomas did not route. So Temple is at the place where the skip is, so is he going to check it now? Or is he just going to take the heal and turn around? He's taking the heal and turning around. No?
Not quite.
Oh, he's just trying to despawn these enemies. Okay, so he does want to check that. Or at the very least, he wants to check the store. But presumably if he's here...
Good.
Presumably if he's here, then he's going to take a second to go to the spoiler log and see what is on this floor, if he did not already look it up. He went straight to the key. No, I think he knows it's 9. I think he knows it's 9. Thomas versus the floor 7 boss. There's DX Waters. That could come in handy. 40 psychic points
Secret
for Pooh.
Herbs too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shop. So between this shop and the upcoming skip to 9, that's a pretty good advantage for Temple. Now, Thomas should be able to get through this fight due to the Franklin badge, but he may be in bad shape at the end of it.
In bad shape right now. Pooh just took a crit.
And the enemies are after Temple. And Thomas takes down Thunder and Storm. He'll be on to floor 8.
Did I just see a healing gamma on Thomas's end, or did my eyes deceive me?
I was not looking at the level ups, but if he has healing gamma, that would be a way of getting these characters back alive.
Yeah, a cheap, more effective way than the hospital system. Oh, this'll help.
Surprisingly difficult bats for Temple, but we get through them. And Key to the Tower will take Temple on to floor 9. I love the like a dog robot sprite.
A true Robo-Dog, which is strangely enough not an enemy in this game.
We have a bench, a phone, and an ATM right here at the start. Well, right here in the middle of floor 9 for Temple. So now he is going to take a look at the spoiler log. Here are some of the things we know about floor 9. On floor 9 is the Hype Cave room, and in the Hype Cave room there are 3 star pendants. And a plush bear.
Couldn't get much better than that.
And a horn of light. That's a pretty good room.
Yes.
So I suspect he's going to route his way to that room next. Meanwhile,
Might
Tom...
be trying to get this present.
Yeah, what is this present that's all the way at the end here? It is a moonbeam gun. Interesting.
Now, Jeff's second strongest weapon that he can equip, well, outside of using the glitch that allows you to equip a, this is a funny one, that allows you to equip a magic truffle.
Yeah, that the discussion of that equip glitch has certainly been an interesting recent discovery. Always more discoveries with Earthbound. We're never done discovering.
As well as with old games in general, like they found, well, I know it's not Earthbound, but discovered within like the last few weeks a way to play 2-player on Super Punch-Out.
That was the brain food lunch, also in the room or temple. That's a nice pickup. The 4 ropes. Which one is the right rope? In theory, he already knows.
In practice, it's the one that's got the most grease on it because, never mind. I should have said the least amount of grease because that means more people have probably gone up it than any other. I don't know.
So Temple has first ride himself to the full heal, so he knows where that is here on floor 9. He's definitely in the lead. The big difference at this point is going to be if the lack of a Franklin badge comes back to haunt him. Bag of Dragonite, also helpful for the Gygas fight. We've got some seriously powerful items, and we'll have even more once we get to the 3-star pendant room. But we will not have a Franklin badge.
And right now, Thomas in a bit of a pickle as the manly fish combination is giving him all sorts of trouble.
Temple picks up the heavy bazooka. Again, that's an item that both him and Thomas have undoubtedly seen on the spoiler log.
And Thomas is having a case of run fail after run fail, and then solidified on a turn he needed to act.
That's
with
rough.
All those run fails, with all those run fails, I honestly thought I was watching Dragon Quest 1 rando.
Where was this save? And he skips just in case.
I think he's back. Tucson Hotel. There's the hype room for Temple.
Yep, the plush bear, the horn of life, the 3-star pendants. And Temple has seen the spoiler, so he knows that that's all there is to find on this floor. I say all there is to find, like a bear, 3-star pendants, and a heavy bazooka isn't enough.
It certainly is plenty. No doubt about that.
There's really no reason he couldn't just go straight for Gygas at this point. I haven't checked his levels. Actually, I think he may be significantly lower level than Thomas. So I don't know if he has shield yet.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
There's the save. A fully equipped save. So the question is, yeah, he's at 180 hit points, and Thomas is over 300. So yeah, Thomas has a significant number of levels over him. So I don't know if we've picked up the shield. I also don't know who our prey character is.
Prey rolled vanilla.
All right, so with 90 hit points on Paula, not having a shield, Paula could be aced in the very first turn. And for that matter, without a Franklin badge, with 90 hit points, Paula could be aced by a single lightning during any of the prayers.
Yeah, so going forward at this point is just asking for trouble.
Well, but I mean, like, he can't go all the way back to 6 to get a the only Franklin badge. So his options are either go for it or grind a little bit.
I'd say go for beating enemies up.
See what
Certain
Temple chooses.
enemies.
See what he chooses. He certainly has a lot of damage output potential with Heavy Bazooka. Assuming he doesn't lose Paula to the very first attack of Gygas, he can probably get Paula through phases 1 and 2. But phase 3 is going to be tricky when any single lightning could take down Paula. Well, looks like we're going for it. Can I? The can you heal me? That's a classic Andy Perfect moment. Back when Andy was first learning Ancient Cave. And Andy talked to an NPC that broke the game.
God, that sounds like something I did in PK Scramble once. Which, if anything, was good bug testing for the crew involved in that, rando.
That death did take Thomas back to 7, but he does have his full party back now. So, unfortunately, it means he has to walk his way back to 8, and then finish beating 8 to get to 9.
At this point, he'd be better off going for the skip.
Well, he may not know about it, is the unfortunate part. Like I said, I don't know if looking for that skip was on his planning radar or not. For that matter, I don't know if it was on Temple's or if that just was a happy coincidence.
The Temple, that could have been a happy little accident.
Thunder and Storm are back. Thomas must have done a reset without saving at some point.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too, which is why I brought up the potential to do a skip. Here's an enemy Temple doesn't want anything to do with, so puts it to sleep and then runs.
Temple has turned around and is not going for Gygas right now. We have found not far away from Gygas a full heal and a phone. So this, if he feels like he needs to grind, is not the worst spot to do it. Especially since these enemies, well, I thought they were running, but then he didn't get the green swirl on that one, so we'll see. Yeah, we're doing a little grinding here. Interesting, we must not have some of the star pendants equipped since 2 characters took almost lethal damage from that guy, but it's not going to matter. Thanks to the roll down, we have plenty of time to get out of here. Vex, nope, no Shield Sigma yet. Little more grinding to do. Kill an enemy, talk to Sailor Mom. Save, kill an enemy, talk to Sailor Mom, save, repeat until Sigma arrives.
So that was healing beta that I saw in Thomas. his end on that on that round of level ups that passed. I thought I saw a gamma sign first time around.
All right, Thomas is back to 8. He does have to find and fight his way through all of 8. And then do the same path through 9, picking up the heavy bazooka and star pendants. And then get to the Gygus room.
Special. Not bad if you need a food item for healing.
Don't think that was
Didn't
Sigma
get it
there
there.
either. No?
Nope, but that was a freeze upgrade, so that will help tremendously.
Oh, there were 2 enemies there. Didn't see that. Temple didn't either, so he's going to take the runaway. No reason to risk a kid dying. So I think, I don't recall, does Mom resurrect kids? I don't think she does. I think she only heals alive kids.
It's those that are alive, but those that are alive, if they have healing gamma, can actually do the rest of the work.
That is true, but you don't want the wrong kid to die. Thomas, showing off a little factoid that when you're on stairs, you can't engage an enemy, so that present fight didn't trigger, so he could walk and off-screen it.
Not yet, only thing for Temple, only thing I saw was Paralysis Omega. Not something you see used very often in Rando.
Single fire, that's what Temple's looking for. Again, these fire enemies, whether you get a green or not, is sometimes very strange.
Yeah, I don't get the logic behind it, admittedly, because sometimes you think you get it and the game's like, no.
Chicken clucking in the darkness for Thomas as he checks the spoiler log, finding his way forward on 8.
Although Temple in that last batch of level ups didn't get Shield Sigma, did get Brain Shock Alpha, which will really help without a especially without a Franklin badge.
Yeah, it cuts down half of the attempts on Paula's life from Gygus.
Although if the RNG rolls wrong, she can still get cooked by lightning.
Yeah, her hit points are low, and they're not going to get a whole lot higher, even with the grinding. Because that's just how the scaling works. If a character has bad hit points, they're going to stay bad. If we can get above 120, that at least gives us a chance of living through most lightnings. But I don't know if we can or not.
Yeah, what would help is if, well, there's PSI Shield Sigma for Temple.
Yep.
But what would help is early seed, you find, say, a Vitality capsule. Then you can give that to whoever has low vitality. And by boosting that by 1, farther down the road, their HP would be a bit higher than if you didn't have it. Same can be said with IQ capsules. If either Ness, Paula, or Pooh have bad psychic points, increasing the IQ will increase the psychic points secured as you go down the line.
Thomas talks to Face. He's debating the meme. He's going for it. It's Bad Hole. Bad Hole has been seen.
Isn't it always Bad Hole?
It is always Bad Hole, yes. The chicken has been freed, so it can play with the face in the Bad Hole. And Temple has rearranged his inventory. He's healed, he's saved, and now he is off to fight Gygus. Thomas still on 8. He's going to need Temple's fight to go poorly, and really the only way it can go poorly is either some bad turn 1s in phase 1 or some bad thunders. We shall see.
So Thomas saw something that I saw in the spoiler log, is my guess here, and what he saw is that there is a sea pendant.
It's not bad. It'll help on floor 8. On the other hand, it is taking time, and we know there multiple star pendants available on floor 9.
Okay, so it was an alpha, and the roll that Paula took was 47 towards the absolute bottom of the range.
But you'll have a 47 damage on your low hit point character. You'll love to see that. Turn on Temple's audio for this Gygus fight. Heavy bazooka. He's resistant to. Is that both freeze and fire he's resistant to?
And that is disgusting.
Fortunately,
That
heavy
means
bazooka
heavy
is here.
bazooka. Yep, good thing you got that heavy bazooka because that is your DPS for this phase.
It's a bit of an unintelligible insect, I would agree. Thomas finds a vendor. Nothing. Just big ball rockets. Pretty disappointing. I know they do have a rabbit's foot, but that's still not going to get the job done for much. It's going to pick up a couple just in case.
Yeah, it'd have to be MBRs to really put a dent into Gygus.
Or super bombs, of course.
Oh yeah, anybody can carry a super bomb. It's just the MBRs, the Jeff special. That's what you really want to find. And on floor 9, from the route that Thomas is on, there is Happy Happy Village, which the free shop, who knows what it has, but Temple is through phase 1. Actually, no, it's on floor 8.
Yep, we're here right now. That's not an NPC barf, that's a enemy barf. This one is locked.
And unfortunately, due to the phase switch, the use of Magnet to try and get more psychic points out of Gygus failed, because past phase 1, Gygus has 0 psychic points. And our free shop is a bust.
Gygus phase 2 tries the lightning, but Temple had confused him earlier, so he ends up lightning himself.
Shocking. But one thing with the spoiler logs I should mention, Chaz, is that the spoiler logs do not mention shop contents. So there is no way to know ahead of time what shop is what. So you have to check it. And Temple is through phase 2.
Yep, or on to phase 3. So, all 4 kids are alive. He has the option to be firing up life up alphas at Paula with the hope of maybe intercepting lethal lightning and getting a life up to save. It kind of depends on how the prayers roll, because depending on what time the characters take, it might not work. Of course, I also expect him, after this first prayer is off, to fire off the brain shock to reduce the odds of lightning coming by half. And indeed he does.
Yeah, but he took a defend here instead of a pray. That might have been a miss menu.
Freeze wastes the entire turn? No, I don't think it is. I think he wants this brain shock. And if a lightning does go off during this non-brain shock turn, he doesn't want... he wants to be able to get a life up off on Paulo. Like, he doesn't want to get caught out, basically, by the prayer animation killing Paula before he has a chance to reduce the odds of the lightning happening by half. Multiple freezes did take long enough so that now he only has 1 heal character, though. And as you can see, he is going for the healing alphas, but now he only has 1 character to do it with. Like I say, this is no guarantee. Thomas has found the end of floor 8 at Starman Deluxe.
This is a boss the number of folks who've played this game detest strongly.
All right, so that turn right there, Temple had, that was Gygus first, then Pooh, then Paula. That's what he wants. Because if that happens, then even if the lightning hits Paula, and even if it's lethal, Pooh will life up Paula before the prayer animation goes. So he would still stay safe as long as the turn order goes in that turn order.
That was a quick Starman Deluxe for Thomas. Nicely done.
Yep, on to floor 9.
The enemy really don't want to stick around because that's Jeff going down for Temple. That's no problem.
Right, but that was exactly the situation. That was 142 on that Lightning. If that had hit Paula, then the fact that Temple had queued up that life up on Paula would have saved this run. Now he's probably going to take a turn off to heal Pooh at this point. Yes, he takes one turn off of lifing up Paula to heal Pooh so that the rest of the turns he can life up Paula. That was Gygas's window to get in there and kill Paula. Past this, as long as the turn order works out how it has been working out, he'll be safe. Of course, he only has, what, 4 more life up alphas available.
On a brain food lunch.
The brain food lunch will fix that, yeah. Brain food lunch will fix that. He now has infinite life ups. Running out of prayers for Gygas to attempt to do anything about this. Temple continuing the strategy. Again, the turn order is working out. As long as this turn order stays, even a lethal lightning will not actually be lethal. It's playing it perfectly.
2 to go.
Playing it perfectly. One more prayer.
That'll do it. Get your GGs in chat for Temple, who has moved on to the spoiler bracket, to the spoiler tournaments, bonus bracket, finals. He'll be facing Andy Perfect with an official race time of 49 minutes, 4 seconds.
Congratulations to Temple. That means the last people in our race are Andy and Temple in the losers bracket, and then the winner will take on IQ. Andy and Temple both previous winners of Earthbound Super Series normal Ancient Cave tournaments. IQ has not. So he's in IQ's in the advantageous position against both of our returning normal champions. It'll be interesting to see, well, I mean, for one, it'll be interesting to see the Temple-Andy fight. Say, 2 former champions going at it. But then it'll be interesting to see which of those two come out of the bracket and has to take on IQ at the match loss deficit. Those are going to be some fun races ahead.
Oh, yes. You thought the previous races were fun? You ain't seen nothing yet.
The purple-green Gygas, very 90s, very 90s. I'll just say that.
Yep, very 90s. Although the purple kind of makes me think of a Waluigi.
Thomas hits the hype room, loads up on star pendants and a bear. Frees another chicken. I mean, this is a good place for a chicken to live. See what our credit song is. And then we'll move our audio back over to Thomas for as long as he wants to run this out. Probably wants to kill Gygas. We all do. What a wonderful credit song that was.
What was it?
The Skyrunner crash.
Short cave at a mere 96 length.
Man, Sound of Silence on floor 9. Love that. I saw Temple says in the race time chat he didn't see the skip into 9 until he was digging around 7. So that was not something that he had seen on his pre-tournament planning, but it was something that he saw when he was checking the map in 7. Thomas up for the Gygas fight.
Goes for the GG's Temple this time.
The Thomas Temple pairing does happen pretty much all the time. Yeah, Thomas realizing that going for the Franklin badge got him. It ended up being a trap. Ended up being a trap. Because, Thomas is an experienced runner. He has beaten many a seed without a Franklin badge. I'm sure as the minutes ticked by as he went down that path, he's like, I didn't need this. Checks his equipment. The heavy bazooka is on the wrong character. Gonna want that on the right person. There we go. Especially once he finds out that Pokey is both freeze and fire resistant. He's definitely going to want that heavy bazooka on the right person.
And Ori in chat says, oh, this was the Ori Tune seed.
I love an Ori Tune seed.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff there, too.
Yeah, the Andy Temple pairing is next. Let's start over. Let's do a life up. Let's do a paralysis. Let's do a shield. Let's do a heavy bazooka. And let's do a life up. It's a beta. And it is lethal damage. Oh, it's lethal damage on Jeff, too. Oh, that's not good. The life up's going to save Paula. But we're going to need Jeff alive for this one. Fortunately, we did get a Horn of Life. So we can get him back. But then he's going to be off time with the shield. So he's going to take another hit of Rockin' before a shield can be put up for him. As he sees the freezes do almost nothing, he's going to realize he needs Jeff alive. Well, he's going to try fire first.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed by this.
Yep, it's bad. And now we see it's time to do the Cup of Life. Well, no, he was looking at the Cup of Life noodles. Going to go with the Horn of Life. Now, can we get the Horn of Life off before the shield? Yes. All right. So Jeff will not take damage from a PSI Rockin' thanks to turn order goodness.
Yeah.
As long as we remember to count to 3 successfully, we should get through here a little bit slowly but surely. And then that Franklin badge that cost Thomas so much time should ensure between that and Star Pendants that phases 2 and 3 should not be a problem either. So unless we have a mistake, then this should probably be a successful Gygas fight.
Well, there was a lack of butts in this run. Then I dropped that into chat.
Oh, these agonizingly slow Gygus fights when things are invulnerable or immune to freeze and fire. They're a little less torturous when you know that the race is over and you're not like, I've got to get through this. My opponent is getting through this. Did my opponent have multi-bottle rockets or super bombs? Are they picking up a ton of time on me? Thomas knows what that's like. He was on the fortunate end of that in his last race.
Yeah, which again, worth watching back because it was incredible.
Going full DPS here on Phase 2 Gygus. No reason not to. Nice solidify, should speed things up. Warp through to Phase
That's
3.
two.
Which again, Phase 3 was a bit of a nail biter for Temple because he had to do everything he could to make the risk of the one-off lightning not end his run out of nowhere like it almost did. He, was just doing some very exacting moves with his poo healer and taking turns off of prey to defend to make sure he wouldn't get caught out before he could put on the confuse and lower the odds of getting caught out by half, making sure to heal every time. None of that's really a worry for Thomas since he got that Franklin badge, so this should just be a smooth sail to the finish line.
And Thomas memeing it up by using the ruler and protractor in battle.
Now he can easily figure out the angles of various things. Seems important to
There's
me.
just one. Yeah, it's part of the meme, but it's also part of the meme of it's not supposed to go at an angle. Oh, wait, wrong game.
Oh, is the Franklin badge not
Oh,
on Paula? Oh no,
uh,
Thomas. Thomas.
that is a. Here's the pitch. Oh,
Oh
moment.
no.
Does have a couple light noodles, though.
Yeah, there's the life noodles right there. Well, never mind what I said about this being smooth sailing.
The game. The game knows. The game knows when you slip up, and that counts as a slip up.
Fortunately, we can find out the angle of various things. You gonna put on the brain shock now? He's just gonna go straight to healing. Just going straight to healing. I mean, to be fair, the turns that Temple took off to get on the brain shock to reduce the odds of the lightning, and the turns that he took off to defend in order for in order to not get caught out just in case there happened to be a lightning, those turns added up to more than 6 seconds. So it was more than the difference in the last race. So being cautious like that, could have been a race decider instead of just saying, I'm just going to do a life up now and then, and I'm not going to worry about getting the confusion down first. So it was a decision he had to go for. But considering how close Gyga's got to doing those lethal lightnings. Maybe it was the correct one. Clearly, this was not a 6-second different race, so then it did not end up mattering in this one, but you never know. It's the thing, well, like we can't play it back and see how it would have went had he not done that, and if that would have ended up with Paula dying. All right. Paula, staring longingly at that Franklin badge in Nessa's pocket, just has to live through 2 more prayers.
She probably wishes she could just take it, but no.
Not
that
an
ain't
option.
happening.
There's something ironic about all that time that we went for the Franklin badge and we didn't even get on the right character. But we get through. Who
We've
needs the
all
Franklin
done it.
badge?
But anyway, get your GGs in chat for Thomas, who wraps this up with an official time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, 22 seconds.
Congratulations, Thomas. All right, as previously mentioned, we only have 2 more matchups to go in this tournament. It's going to be Temple versus Andy to see which of our former normal Ancient Cave Super Series champions will have the right to take on the winner's bracket champion IQ in our finals.
Either way, it's going to be a great matchup, so stay tuned as to when that'll get scheduled.
Yep, we're looking forward to it. So we'll stick around just a few minutes longer to see those chickens free. Thomas went to so much effort to free those chickens. We got to see them in the credits. And then we'll go ahead and sign off. I want to thank both of our runners, tsjonte and LL Temple. You can follow them on Twitch at those URLs. Both really good streamers. Both good friends. Appreciate them both. And thank you, Leslie, for commentating with me.
Oh, this was fun, Chaz. Good to do this once again. I want to say for Thomas, it was like 3 chickens that he freed.
At least 2. 1 in Face Room, 1 in Hype Cave. I don't know if there was a 3rd or not. Temple had 1 L button, no problem here. So if Thomas had 0 from those, then, you know, he can say, well, you may have been faster than me, but I had no L button, no problem here. So we'll have to see if he can claim those bragging rights. Temple did no chickens. Oh, you had a lot? Oh, well.
Yeah, sometimes you just trip that L button without meaning to.
Well, the credits are here to shame you for it, so. All right, so as these credits roll, I'll say once again, thank you all of you for joining us here on the Earthbound Super Series Twitch channel. We'll see you next time. Not scheduled yet because we only learned the participants right now, but it will be Andy versus Temple. Looking forward to it. We'll see you all then. What'll it be? 4 chickens
4.
freed. Oh, there's
There
chickens.
was one I missed.
And 5 L button, no problem here. Thank you again, Thomas. Thank you, Temple. Thank you, Leslie. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.